Wow. I can remember when the Saints were 2-0. Gee, that seemed like a very long time ago. And then these last 3 weeks have told me rebuild may be the word for the rest of the season. You have the $150 million chucker in Derek Carr. Not worth the money. First 2 weeks it may seem like it. But then you start thinking, do you think that the injuries from last season and the recent one he gotten against the Kansas City Chiefs have kind of shown that maybe he is a wear and tear QB? I believe so. And I believe the Saints should cut their losses with him after this season. He is not worth the time and the money. But look at what we're going to have to deal with probably next week. Jake Henner starting against the Bucks. You know, this Bud Bundy doppelganger couldn't even score in the preseason. How the hell do you think he's going to do in the regular season? Spencer Rattler should be starting over him. Because the thing is, I'm going to tell you this right now. The dome is likely to be half empty. And Lord knows you wish the blackout rule was still around. Because if you can shit the bed on Monday night, imagine what can happen next Sunday and beyond. The Saints could be the first team since the Arizona Cardinals of 2012 that started 2-0 and probably and likely to maybe lose 11 games and probably could finish 5-12. Can you imagine that happening? I say yes. An aging defense that's really showing its age, and a crippling offensive line, you have to say to yourself that the Saints may have to do a fire sale at the trade deadline. Because I'm going to tell you this, the whole Davante Adams talk is nothing but a mirage. Don't believe the hype. It ain't going to happen. Because I think the Jets have more of a chance, and you should get them where you can, because this team doesn't deserve to have a top quality wide receiver. For what? So he can complain? So it could become drama? The team already has drama already as it is. Too much of it. We know Dennis Allen will be fired when the season is over. Mickey Loomis cannot defend him any much longer. You can't. Because Allen is a wimp. He is a weakling. He's not a leader among men. I mean, let's be real. The team leadership is not there. And if it was, it maybe was for those 2 weeks. Because after that, the leadership has disappeared. Because where is it? It's not coming from Cam Jordan. It's not coming from DeMario Davis. It's not coming from anyone. We knew this was going to turn into a shit show. We didn't think it would happen after those 2 weeks of the season. But it did. And it's 3 weeks long and probably longer. And believe me, I think it's best that those aging players should be on real teams that have real playoff implications, so they can chase the ring and not be on a franchise that's been a shit show with the worst medical staff in the league, because the Saints medical staff must be the Three Stooges. It must be Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine, and Dr. Howard. It must be. And who the hell is their training staff? Ren and Stimpy? What the hell is going on here? It's become a franchise that has turned incompetent. And it's been like that for a number of years. It seems like this team may have to have not just a rebuild, but they might have to do a total clean house to get it straight. And believe me, I know this is something some Saints fans may not want to hear. And people may say, oh, they're just 2-3. Anything can happen. You know, I was the kind of person a while back that had that type of hope, that type of optimism. But you know what? I don't have it anymore. I'm going to tell you this, though. You cannot have faith in this team anymore. But I know one thing. I think the Pelicans are going to be going places this year. It may not be the finals, maybe not yet. Who knows? But I think most Saints fans will be more focused on the Pelicans than the Saints, because I can tell you this right now. I'm ready for this team to be a top 5 draft choice going into next year, because let's stop beating around the bush. This team is a mess. A total mess. And anybody who has hope for them, well, you have more faith than I do. I have faith in God, but I sure don't have no faith in this team. But I know people always say anything is possible, but you know, it's hard. It's hard with this team. It's just so hard to say with this team. Because you cannot sit there and sound like Lloyd Christmas and say, so you say there's a chance, because I hate to say it, no chance Lance, like it was on Monday Night Football, and it's probably going to be like that for the rest of the season.